All right, you're super welcome. Okay, guys. Today what we'll be doing is just getting our hands dirty, right, when it comes to AI engineering. So basically, one of the key role for an AI engineer is for them to embed AI system right into an application. So, for example, this is an application, right? This is a software, but inside of this software there's an AI system running. Now typically these are ChatGPT, right? And if you look at this interface and you look at let's say um, google.com, right? In terms of neatness, right, it's almost like they are the same. So you just see more or less like an input. So if I come here, you'd as well see that input. Then this is the logo and other things which you can see here. And other things which you can see there, right? So the same thing you see here, right? You see ChatGPT here, which is sort of like their logo, right? And you see a write up here, then you see an input feed, right? Now this is an application, but inside this application there's an embedded AI, right? So if I come here and type and I say how does AI works, right? And I hit enter. Now I have triggered the AI system, right? So we can see it working here. And if I come here and type the same thing, let's say what day is today, right? And I hit enter. I've triggered a system again, right? So it brings it out. Now let me come to their AI mode, right? So that you can see thinking and we get result here, right? So the same thing happens here as well. So this is a software, a system, but we're embedding, or they've embedded an AI system inside of it so we can read it. So what we want to do now is to write that AI system, right, so that we can just embed it into any application. So like I said, we want to get our hands dirty, and it's going to be a very simple application which we just want to do, right? So let's get started. We'll be using Gen AI, which is owned by Google, right? So the first thing first, of course, is for us to come and say pimp um, install Gen AI, right? So once you install this, right, it's going to install the package which we'll be using, right? And of course it's going to take a while depending on your internet speed. I've already installed it so that we don't waste time doing that installation. So let's just quickly jump in. So first thing first is for me to just run my nodemon, Python Gen, right, and hit enter. So while that is going on, so if I come here and I say print, let's say okay, future lab, and we save that, right? So I should be saying future lab here, so that's good, right? So that tells that everything is working fine. So let me comment on that. So first thing first is for us to import in Gen AI. So I'm going to say from Google, right, let it import Gen AI. So this is what we'll be using just to confirm that this has been imported. So I'm going to say let's say print, oops, so let me say print let's say f string, this is the choice version. So inside of here we'll just say Gen AI dot version, right? So if we save, you should be able to see that version. So while that is loading up, two things which I would want us to pay attention to. Number one is we need to create a client, right? So if I come down here and I say okay, so let's say Gen AI dot, right, client, right? Okay, so oops, yeah, so client, so this client is going to take an argument, and that argument is API key, right? Now to get our API key, we have to come to our Google Studio, right? So let's just come here. So we need to create an API key. So to create it, of course, just come to get API key, and you'd see this create API key. Click on it. So let me call it my key, right? So that's what I want to call it. So if I come here, I would see several projects. I just want to choose from a project. You can create a project if you don't have any, right? Yeah, so now I've gotten it. Of course, I'm going to delete this key after now, so you don't have to copy it. It's free, you can create yours, right? So once I have this, I've created a client, so I'm going to create an instance for this, right? So let's say client to be equal to this. So what I've done here, I've created an instance of this Gemini. So this is what I'll be using now. Okay, so inside of here there is like different models or modules that would want to pick from. Gemini has a whole lot of modules, right? So let's first of all view all the modules that are inside, then we can now pick the one which we want. So if I come here, I'm going to say let's say for let me say model in, so we have client dot models dot list, right? So if I come down here, I can say print model dot name. So let me save that. So once we save that, we're going to see perhaps all the models that are inside this client, right? So that's what we want, right? So this code has run. Yeah, so these are all the models which we can see. So from here we can pick any model, but we have to be mindful because some models work with image, some work with video. All right, the point is not all of them work with chat or text, right? So you just have to be mindful of the one you want to pick. So for the sake of this class, let me just pick a lower one, like this one. Now this work with audio, right? Because this is text to speech, right? And let me just pick this first. So you would see this is for image, imagine, right? This is for image, view 3, this is for video, and so on and so forth, right? Now the next thing I would want to do, of course, since we've gotten the list of our model, I can comment that out. So here I could just come here and say let me say model choice, right? So that becomes this, right? Okay, so now we have our model selected. So now it's time for us to write proper code to put a query and get the result. So we can say client dot models dot generate content. So we want it to generate content, so this should be models. I want it to generate content, right? So this guy is going to take basically two arguments. The first is going to be model, and if you remember, we already have model choice, right, to be the model. Then the next is going to be content. So this is basically the content which we're passing into the system. And if you remember, right here we wrote how does AI work, right? So let's use this same content here. How does AI work? So this result, let's have this result inside a res. Let me open it inside a res so that we can now say print let's say res. Of course I would want to do this so that we just get only the content, but first of all let us just see what the result of res is going to give us, right? So that from there we can now go further to just streamline down to just the content, right? Okay, so now it's loading up, it's coming up, so we can see this part of the code has run, which is this. Now we're waiting for this part of the code. Yeah. So So just 19 lines of code. All right, so now we can see the query which we passed, right? And these are all of it. Okay, so I think I can now come in and paste this which I removed, right? So let's just look at it through. So let's see. All right, so it starts from here. So this shouldn't be choices, right? Because I can't see any choices here. Rather, it should be candidates, right? So let's have that, right? So candidate.content. So I save that, right? But if you look at it closely, so we have this candidate, so we're picking the first, right, which is this, right? Then which is this 0, which is the first element. Then we go to content, right, which is this content. So now we should be seeing just this part here. So I can do dot content dot path, right? But it doesn't really matter. So let me just scroll down because it's obvious that we've seen our result, right? So yeah, this is our content, right? This is our content. Yeah, this is our content. So something else I can do here, I could just say 0 dot path, right? So if you look at it, 0 dot path. So yeah, this should be capital letter, I suppose, right? All right, so this is it, right? So once oops, this will be path. Okay, so this is it, right? So you can see that we were now getting our content here. We're getting our content, right? So it is whatever this result is at this point here, that is what we are showing. That's what we are showing here, whatever the result is. And this is of course markdown, right? So here it's going to be capitalized, right? So oops, we can see this, but it doesn't really matter, right? So I could just remove all of this, doesn't matter. All right, so guys, this is it, right? I hope you got value from this. Now this is the fundamentals. Subsequently we'll be building from this and building more complex and robust system from this. Hope you got value from this. See you in our next class. Yeah.